Hey up everyone, it's Miniman here, and I believe the time for me has finally come. I think it's finally time for me to quit BFN content creation properly for the long haul. Now, BFN has been a game that I spent a ton of time playing, and a pretty decent chunk of my time as a content creator has been making videos on it. You could very easily say that BFN has been or is a huge part of my identity as a content creator on YouTube, and I wouldn't lie if I said that some of the friends and people that I've spoken to, the past few years online hasn't been because of BFN, because I met most of those people through BFN, other BFN content creators, and I feel I've really been blessed with some of the people I've met over the past few years. I think it's been a good thing that I've met those people, interacted with them. But I think, when it comes to BFN now, it's finally really time for me to hit the road. And I do have a few reasons for this. And I will say that many of these reasons that, I'm going to talk about, they would have actually been, part of a documentary that I was, in the process of making. And that was about why, BFN YouTubers quit. So I'm going to make sure that the effort of those points don't go wasted, and I'll just briefly talk about them. So first of all is BFN as a game, which in a nutshell, is just the fact that BFN doesn't offer you any reason to play once you've done most or everything in the game. The second point is BFN content, which is the fact that I feel that, us as BFN content creators over the past few years have really done nothing but kind of look to each other for inspiration and can't really come up with anything original. So most content on YouTube about BFN just feels very samey nowadays, and I do think the past few years they kind of have been very samey as well. I think one of the only content creators I can think of who tried to do things originally and differently when it came to BFN was Leafy Don. I think Leafy Don really did try to do things differently from other creators, so shout out to Leafy Don there. And here's the third and final point, and that's the community. And just do I really have to explain? I mean, the community has basically been falling apart for the past few years, and as someone who was part of BFN when the community was really good, it's kind of been pretty sad to see. And I'll admit, I've always considered myself one of the more lucky BFN content creators, and that's not just because my videos are more popular than other people's on the platform, but it's more of the fact that I always seem to avoid most dramas and most trolls. Most trolls never really came for me, and I think someone once told me that it's the fact that I don't really engage with the trolls. I just kind of focus on what I'm doing rather than giving them attention, which is what most of these other BFN channels really should have been doing themselves. But hey ho, I guess that's kind of what happened to them, not me. And I won't lie, I do feel very lucky in the fact that I'm a BFN content creator who did manage to avoid dramas and a lot of negativity, and if there was any negativity against me during that time, I was never officially informed about it by anyone. No one sent me any personal message saying they've got beef or drama with me or anything. So I think the fact that I can make a video talking about me quitting BFN for the long haul and be a creator where I've not really run into too much trouble or drama, I think it's a good thing, because that's probably an incredibly rare thing nowadays when it comes to BFN. So yeah. And just to talk about the community and stuff, I still think it's unfortunate the fact that the community has been going in the direction that it's been going, because the community used to be I personally think it used to be a really good place for creators. I'm talking 2020, 2021, whether you're a creator or just a casual player of the game, the community just felt amazing. And I think my earlier Funny Moments videos really do showcase that. It just really showcases the fact that you could hop onto BFN, go into like any lobby, especially into like a Giddy Park lobby, and you could just like chill with like just random people online and just have like a great time. So with my BFN content creation journey basically coming to its main end, some of you are probably asking a few questions like, what happens now? Like, does this mean that I'm quitting YouTube? No, and personally, I don't really want to. I just feel like, I want to move on to different projects now, and maybe finish some of the projects and series that I've started, but then got dragged back into making like BFN content that those ended up just getting left on the side. And does this mean that I'm like fully done with BFN then? No, if anything, it's just probably the fact that I'm just not going to make any videos on it anymore. And if I do make videos on it, I reckon those videos are going to be very far and few between. And a final question that you might be asking is, can I be a part of this journey? Or you, I guess, in the sense of watching this video. Of course you can. Like, any of you watching this video right now, you're more than welcome to join me on this this new journey of my as my time as a content creator. But I mean, that choice is yours to make. Is not mine. So yeah, that's there we have it. This feels like a true end of an era for me. I won't lie, quitting BFN is not something I had on my cards for 2025, but I've been on the YouTube platform for like 5 years now, with a lot of my videos in that time being dedicated to BFN, so I think it's time for a change to look at different avenues, and maybe you're reaching to different communities that have appreciated some of my work in the past. So yeah, I'll see you later, everyone, and farewell, O BFN. It was a great time, but yeah, it's time to go. See ya.